doing today is we're doing some body solder work on the back of this Merc. What it's going to do is pretty much just straighten and smooth out any of the welds and where the seams are in the panels. The reason we do this is so that we use less filler, body filler back when they start doing paint and body. It's a very old technique doing body solder work, which is what they call it now. It used to be called lead work. Some of the greats were Winfield, Hines. They were awesome at doing lead work. And actually Winfield showed me how to do it, which was really nice. The first step that you do is you're gonna clean your metal. And when I mean clean, I mean deep clean your metal. Wire wheels, carbide burrs inside of the welds. Just make sure every area is really clean. Cleanliness is very important when you're doing any kind of body solder work. After you get every piece cleaned that you're going to be doing body solder at, you're going to want to tin the metal. And when you're tinning the metal, you're going to use some tinning butter. So I usually get my tinning butter through Eastwood. They make a great product. I also get my body solder sticks through Eastwood. Body solder is not made directly of lead anymore. It's a 70-30 mix. So you're not dealing with such an intoxicating, deadly metal. So when you're tinning the metal, what you're going to do is you're going to heat the area, and then you're going to use like a Brillo sponge, and you're just going to scrub that metal until it's nice and clean, and it turns like a shiny, a real shiny color after the entire section is cleaned. Now if you don't have your metal tinned properly, your body solder will not stick to your metal. It will literally roll off your panels, and then you have to re-tin the entire section again. That sucks because you're wasting material of body solder, and just for a stick it's pretty expensive. So after I get the area tinned, what I do is I lay the body solder. So you heat the body solder until it melts, you melt it onto the panel, and then you spread it around, like kind of like you're icing a cake, is a good way to put it. I try to keep my solder very thin and only use a very minimal amount, and I try and keep it really clean, so I'm not just flinging it on there and then making a mess. And the reason I do that is, number one, it conserves how much body solder I'm using, and number two, it cuts down on my file time on the back end. So I use a Vixen file after I get all the solder laid down. I'll use a Vixen file and I'll hard file until it's got a nice rough flat shape, kind of the shape that I'm looking for in the panel. And then it's really a whole lot of filing, and then after you file it, you sand it and you get it nice and smooth. And I've got some areas that are pretty close to being finished, which allowed me to move on and start another section. Since it's such a large panel, I've been doing it in sections just to make sure I've got the look that I want as it's going all the way across. So even though it's a very low percentage, you want to make sure you're wearing your respirator, because there is still low concentrates of lead in the body solder. Now Bill Hines and Gene Winfield, they would use just a regular acetylene torch. It burns a little bit too fast for me. I like to use the MAP gas. This is just beeswax. What it does is it keeps the body solder from sticking onto my paddle as I'm spreading the body solder around. So this portion actually takes me a lot longer than maybe it would take other people to do. But again, it decreases my time in doing my file work because it's smooth and it's staying with the shape that I want it to. So I take a lot of time when I spread my body solder. That way I'm cutting time off in the long run.